and welcome to the latest episode of Soaperstar. So today I thought we'd have a little bit more fun. So I decided, why not? Let's try to make a macaron soap. Those macaron soaps, it's an idea I've been thinking about for a really long time. I think they're just so pretty. They've got lots of different fun colors we can work with. They're adorable. And who doesn't like a sweet pastry like a macaron? So without further ado, let's make some macaron soap. Okay, so at this point, I'm assuming everybody should be familiar already with how to make a basic bar of soap. If not, you can go back and watch my first episode, which tells you the basics of how to make soap. So for the macaron soap, we will be using some delicious olive oil. I'll be putting all the complete recipes down in the comment section, so don't worry about taking notes right now. We're also going to be using coconut oil, which we all know it makes wonderful bubbles in soaps, and aside from that, it gives soaps its cleansing properties. We're also going to be adding some palm oil. I use sustainable palm oil just because, you know, let's try to help the environment out, right? That's why we're all doing this. So sustainable palm oil you can purchase in Essential Home Depot. Of course, I'll be posting links to that as well. Because macarons actually use almond, I thought, why not have a bit of fun and add some almond oil in here, right? So we're using some sweet almond oil, which is also quite beneficial for the skin. We're adding some cocoa butter. I'm such a huge fan of cocoa butter. I use it in so many of my recipes. It smells wonderful and it's so good for your skin. And I always like to add a bit of castor oil because castor oil just adds lovely huge bubbles. It's just a great oil to always put. I pretty much use castor oil in all of my recipes. So of course, what you've got to do next is you've got to mix in your lye water. So remember, when mixing in your lye water, you always want to wear safety gloves, of course, and don't forget you've also got to wear your goggles. Remember, that's what I always say, even one drop of this stuff getting in your eye and it's disastrous. So you just slowly mix your lye water in here, take your time, no need to rush. I'm making quite a big batch because I'm going to put aside a little bit of this batch for the piping because this beautiful soap requires some piping. So, okay, so now we've got this all mixed in together nicely. We are gonna begin the saponification process. So now we've already mixed our oils and our lye together. So we are gonna wanna reach at least, I would say, a medium trace because we are going light to a medium trace because we're gonna be attempting a hanger swirl. So let's go ahead and mix this baby up. Want to reach at this point. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a trace going on here when you do this. You can see that so we are going to be separating this batch only because I made a larger batch for piping. So I will be separating roughly about 1,200 grams for the piping. So let's pour this in here. And we are just going to put this right on the side and forget about it until later on when we have to start piping. Okay, so now we're going to start separating this batch into a few colors, okay? Because, well, we want to use some different colors. So now we are going to go ahead and separate these into 5 different colors. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So roughly, according to my math, we should be putting roughly 350 in each of these. 350 in each of these. and mixing it all in there. $350. These cups are just wonderful for doing these kinds of things. Oop. And this is all considered really good soap, so you always want to make sure to scrape everything in here. And make sure you get all of these good nutritional things. So you just go ahead and you fill her up. Whew, this is a good workout too, by the way. This bowl is not light, I have to tell you. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on the side. So now we are going to add our colors because we're so lucky that we get to work with pastel colors, which is one of my favorite things in the world to work with. We are gonna be working with naturalsoap. So we'll be adding roughly 3/4 teaspoon of amaranth pink mica powder in here. We'll be adding some iris purple in here as well. Iris purple, so to make it a nice little purple. Then we will be adding some laurel green in here as well. Then we'll be adding some lovely, lovely, lovely lemon chiffon. And finally, for the last color, we'll be adding some sky blue mica. Sky blue tends to be a little harsher from naturalsoap, a little stronger, so I actually add less than the amount suggested. And a trick on how to save on doing on cleaning is you start with the lightest color and work your way down. So we'll be mixing this in here. Yeah, so then we got the yellow going on over here. Then we'll start with maybe the blue after. So we mix it all in here. Starting to thicken up a little bit, but that's okay because we're doing a hanger swirl. So a hanger swirl actually does allow us to have a little bit of a thicker batter. So after here, we can actually move on. Let's move on to the pink over here. This is gonna be a very adorable soap, everyone. It's gonna be lovely. Then after this pink, we are gonna move over to the green. Mixy, 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 mixy. And finally, we're moving on to the purple, the iris purple. I don't want to use my stick blender because it already is a bit thick. You can just mix it in manually, that's fine. Totally fine. So look at how the yellow turns into an orange. Don't panic because it will turn yellow. It usually, I find it turns yellow just after like maybe a day or so. It turns to really good yellow. You'll see when I show you the cut of the soap. So everything here is mixed in pretty well already. And now we're moving on to the pour. So we've got all our colors mixed. The last thing to do is put our fragrance oil in. Our fragrance oil for today is Be Delicious Blossom by Crafter's Choice. Crafter's Choice is a great place that you can get a lot. It's called Wholesale Supplies. I'll be including the link, so don't worry. I'm just gonna eyeball this, and as I mix it in, I'm just gonna quickly just mix it in. So I eyeball this all. It doesn't have to be exact, it's fine. I left some over because, so we're gonna mix that in here. Mix it in here, mix all of this in really well. I just eyeballed it and I left some over because we need some for our for our toppings for our piping. So now we're ready to pour already. So let's go and start pouring. This is gonna just be one at a time. We'll be pouring this way. Whee! So this looks like it has a bit of, it speeds up trace. That's what I always say. You really have to be careful, guys, when you're working with fragrance oil, because fragrance oil has a tendency to speed up trace depending on the fragrance oil. This is my first time using this fragrance oil, and it does appear to be speeding up my trace, but it's okay because we're just doing a hanger swirl. So it's nothing to be worried about. You just have to work a little bit faster. So we're going ahead and we're pouring everything in here, nice and easy. I'll be doing 2 layers. So that was my first. Now down one more time with a different set over here. Then one more time over here. I'll be finishing up everything here. So it's actually going to look like rainbow layers over here. It's going to become really pretty. Look at these colors. Beautiful colors coming through. And my yellow. Come on down, Mr. Yellow. Yeah, look at that. Yep. Definitely thickened up my soap, but that's okay. And for the final one, let's pour this down over here. There we go. So we'll be tapping that in here. This is the magic stuff. Tap, tap, tap. So I'm going to scrape all of these out of here because all of this is soap, let's be honest. Let's not waste. Okay, that's 1, 2. Look at it. All these colors, aren't they so pretty? Pretty colors. 3. Choo. Our yellow is what's left. Ha. Beautiful. Now this is definitely going to get higher and higher because we are going to be piping. So not to worry. Once we pipe, it gets to be a bigger batch of soap. Here we go. Ha. More. Okay. It smells heavenly, everybody. You can't imagine. It smells very delicious. Well, it is be delicious. So, yeah, let's just get a little bit of what we can over here and get all of that up here. And, ooh, I see a little bit more soap here. Okay. So now we're gonna do the hanger swirl. So after every time you wanna slap this down. So you wanna slap that on down. So this is a hanger swirl tool. I just bought it off of Brambleberry, and it's just what it is. It's a hanger with a coat. So you just go ahead and you stick it right in there. You go around in a full circle there, and up we go, and down we go, and up we go, and down we go, and there, and there. Now it might not look like much now, but you're gonna be amazed at the kind of swirls this will give you once you do the final cut. So again, smash it all down in there. So now for the next part, we are gonna be piping this bad boy. So now we're coming to the end of the Macaron soap. I decided to pipe it using this cute little tip, and I added some titanium dioxide just to whiten it because I really wanted the top to be white. That way the embeds are gonna stand out a lot, and that way I can decorate it. All right, now that we've finished our piping, we are now gonna add the macarons into the soap. So I've pre-measured my soap. So as you can see, it's all got all these little lines here, meaning that that's 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, so that when I cut the soap, I don't cut into the embeds. I pre-made these embeds, okay? So as you can see, all these embeds have been pre-made. They're quite lovely. They look like real macarons. You can get these molds. I'll be making sure to attach where you can get these molds from. I just got them from Amazon. So let's go ahead and finish up this soap. So now that we've gotten that part done, I want to add a little bit of candy sprinkles on every side, just because candies are heaven. These are actually real candy sprinkles. Sugar is actually really good for your skin, surprisingly, right? It is really good for your skin. Don't eat it, but it is really good for your skin. This is to add a little bit of color into these lovely, lovely macaron soaps. So we're just adding some of that to add a different kind of coloring in. I've got these nonpareils gregas. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce that. So we'll also be adding some of this, just so that we have a little bit of fun. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Look at how all of this is coming out really nice. Isn't it starting to come together wonderfully? And because I am a glitter freak, yes, I am a glitter freak, I'm using white bio glitter by NaturalSoap. So again, let's try to save the planet, everyone, and we can still add a lot of nice things to a lot of nice glitters to our crafts without killing all the animals. So here's a little bit of glitter. I just like to spray this stuff everywhere just because I love my glitter. I do love my glitter. And let me check out if I'm missing anything. Nope. All right, so here we have the beauty shot of the macaron soap. Isn't it gorgeous? My gosh, look at all those pretty, 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 pretty colors. I am very pleased, I must say, with how this has come out. I can't wait to show you guys the cut in a few days. Look at all those colors. Look at it. Oh my gosh, it looks good enough to eat, I must say. And so there we have it. This is the very colorful, very fun macaron soap that I've made. It's full of all these wonderful, nourishing oils. Of course, every fragrance I use is paraben-free, phthalate-free. It's handmade with a ton of love. And if you actually like it, you can purchase it on www.soaperstar.ph. Please don't forget to follow us on Instagram. We are soaperstarph. We also are on Facebook, Soaperstar Soaps. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be making sure to post a lot more. So please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Bye, everyone.